Hello friends, welcome back to Hyper4Games. My name is Joseph and today on PlayStation News, new info on the possible release dates for The Last of Us Remake and God of War Ragnarok, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 gets revealed, Hideo Kojima's next game gets leaked, Capcom teases their showcase and more. Let's get into them. Let's start with The Last of Us Part 1 Remake as a new leaker enters the game. This leaker is called The Snitch on Twitter and he leaked the entire state of play correctly before it happened, but no one noticed till later it seems. And also the new Kojima game we'll talk about later in this video. He made a tweet that reads, Part 1 September 2nd 2022 for console and PC. Everyone has interpreted this as The Last of Us Remake, despite it could be any game I guess. But later, journalist Jeff Grubb on his Grubb Snacks podcast confirmed this supposed leak is in line with what he's heard about the game. He wasn't sure it was gonna be revealed at Summer Game Fest, but there's a chance. If it doesn't happen, it should be relatively soon given the rumor release in under 3 months. If it turns out true, it would be huge, marking the first day and date first party launch on console and PC for Sony. Or it could also be PC launches later like the Uncharted collection. The remake is expected to include The Last of Us multiplayer factions too as well, one of Sony's planned games as a service, so it makes sense they want to have it on console and PC. Moving on, there's more on the possible release for God of War Ragnarok this fall. According to Insider, Millie and Man, who previously leaked Insomniac's Wolverine, were overdue for a date regarding the new father and son adventure through the Nordic lands. That could indeed happen at today's Summer Game Fest kickoff, but there's mixed information about where in the calendar the game would land. Earlier this week, a user on Reddit posted that sorting God of War in your wishlist on the PlayStation Store placed God of War between Tunic and Forsaken. That was due to the internal PSN date being September 30, the last date for Q3. It's been reported by PlayStation sites on Twitter the internal placeholder date for Ragnarok is now December 30, the last day for Q4, so it could have a release of October or November. Furthermore, the PlayStation Store website has been updated a day before the show and something similar happened with Final Fantasy XVI last week before the State of Play, so we should know the date for sure in this event. A recent report from Game Reactor Spain says they received information from several European sources saying the game will end up being delayed into 2023. However, Jason Schreier commented on Resetera saying his sources haven't heard anything about the game slipping to 2023. So who knows, if they're aiming for The Last of Us Remake in September, we could get Ragnarok in November. There are other examples of Sony launching games this close with Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima set 2 months apart in 2020. Sony has not been launching AAA games in the fall for the last few years apart from console launches. That was one of the reasons that made me initially think Ragnarok was gonna be 2023, besides the usual launch for other games in the series being April or March. But the recent developments on the Korean ratings and other hints made me start to believe it could really launch in 2022. Anyway, we should discover today on Summer Game Fest, and if they need more time, it's alright. Sony Bend held a live stream this week to reveal their new logo, and the video reveal for it looks really cool, paying homage to games they worked on like Siphon Filter, Uncharted Golden Abyss, and Days Gone. Over at the PlayStation blog, Kevin McAllister, community manager for the studio, talked more about how it can be changed into several colors and styles to reflect future games. Speaking of their future, he shared a small snippet of news on their next game, a new IP that includes multiplayer and builds upon the open world systems of Days Gone, but on a whole new world. They will be sharing more once the time is right. We have more news on the upcoming Horizon TV show announced at the Sony investor meeting last month. According to journalist Jeff Grubb, the name of the show is Horizon 2047 and it will provide a parallel to the game taking place before the fall of humanity that led to the creation of the Zero Dawn project. The first game had a lot of exposition on those events, so it will be really interesting to know more about them. Activision has revealed the first trailer for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 showing Task Force 141 in action. The game will be launched for PS4 and PS5 besides Xbox One, Xbox Series and PC this October 28. It includes a single-player campaign, multiplayer, a narrative-driven co-op special ops mode, and connects with the new Warzone 2 due out later this year as well. On PS5 you can expect several technical upgrades like improved graphics, AI, plus 3D audio and DualSense features. Pre-orders are available now on both digital and physical, giving you early access to the open beta, which will appear first on PlayStation platforms. We'll see campaign gameplay later today on the Summer Game Fest stream. Another game that could appear in today's Summer Game Fest is the new one from Kojima Productions. Both The Snitch and Tom Henderson have reported on Overdose. Henderson said he received early footage that shows Margaret Qualley, the actor for Mama in Death Stranding, but says it's not the sequel to that game. The video shows Mama walking through dark corridors with a flashlight in third person, but reportedly can be played in first person as well. It ends with a jump scare, then the words "game over" followed by a Hideo Kojima game. Kojima Productions reportedly approached Henderson via email to take down the article, a request the journalist denied, which basically confirms this is indeed real. It's unclear if the game will be on PlayStation, as Kojima is rumored to be working on an Xbox exclusive as well. However, Jeff Grubb talked about this on a recent podcast, and he thinks Overdose is probably related to the Death Stranding 2 leaked by Norman Reedus last month, and he believes it will be a while until we hear about the Kojima Xbox game. If you are into conspiracy theories, it should be pointed out that the logo for the game uses a pyramid, and one of the O's in the title has 3 dots, which fans are taking as a reference to another popular horror game. Marvel's Midnight Suns is set to be revealed at today's Summer Game Fest kickoff, with the official Twitter account for the game posting a teaser yesterday. The strategy Marvel game from the XCOM team was revealed at Gamescom last year and was supposed to launch in March, but was delayed probably because the gameplay reveal had mixed reception. Capcom has announced a gameplay showcase of their own for June 13th. They have promised to have a fresh look at Resident Evil 4 Remake, news, and other previously announced titles. Rumors suggest we could also see something about Village DLC, RE-verse, and the new gen versions for Resident Evil 2, 3, and 7. The last 3 were recently leaked on the PSN database according to PlayStation Game Size, which means not only we could get news here, but they could release really soon. Hideaki Itsuno, director for Dragon's Dogma, shared the Capcom announcement, and this has given more credence to the rumor of a sequel. Amid rumors of a Silent Hill remake, Bloober team has shared concept art on their Twitter account teasing a new game in the Layers of Fear franchise. They originally announced it back in October last year with a short clip to show it's being made with Unreal Engine 5. It's possible we could hear more during all the Summer Game Fest presentations over the next couple of weeks. And those are all our stories for today on this episode of PlayStation News. Do you think we'll hear about The Last of Us Remake or God of War Ragnarok at Summer Game Fest? Are you excited about a new game from Kojima Productions? Do you have enough space in your hard drive for a new Call of Duty game? Share your thoughts on any of these stories in the comments below, like or dislike to show your feedback, check out other videos you may enjoy while you're here, and consider subscribing for more PlayStation content. Thank you so much for watching, my name is Joseph, this is Hype for Games, and let's get hype!